Hello everyone, my name is Alex Gomez and welcome back to Easy 3D. On today's video we're gonna be sculpting this sketch from LOISH, and it's gonna be all sculpting and Polypaint as well. So that was the winner from the last poll last week, so I hope you guys stick to this video until the end and practice with me along. Okay, so let's get to it, guys. Okay, so first I'm gonna press the comma key and I'm going to start with a Dynawax 128, just kind of to change it up, and let's wait for this to open. As soon as it's open, then I'm going to turn off perspective. So after turning off perspective, I'm just gonna move my reference to the side of my screen. After turn off perspective, I'm just gonna start shaping the face. So let's do that. Make sure that your symmetry is on. So press X. Let's go with the move brush and let's give the shape of the head. Kind of like following this reference here of our skull in a way. There. I'm gonna get the clay buildup. I sometimes turn off the alpha. For this case, I just went and turn off alpha here, and I'm just gonna carve a little bit this part. That's probably too much. Right around there. Let's Zremesh that. And let's fix this a little bit. So kind of like we get like that nice skull shape. Because that's our first step, is just kind of like getting that skull shape. Let's do a pinch this side. Perfect. Another pinch right there. Kind of like to see where our this part of the jaw is. Let's get the PSQ for our polish, and I'm gonna polish that side. Kind of like to get rid of some of that volume right there. So we have pretty much like a nice skull right there. Let's move this, and then look, if you see this way, this has to come down like that, a little bit down and up. This has to go like that. So I always use this skull as a reference a lot. It's super useful to get like a really nice shape for your sculpts, for your okay. Let's move this out a little bit, this part here. Let's bring this in a little bit. Okay, that's probably too much right there. And let's bring this like that. And this is kind of like a stylized character, so I'm gonna modify a little bit the shape of it. Okay, let's move this forward a little bit. But let's go here. So you see, it's kind of like straight right there. Move this out so that I have a nice shape right there. I'm going to bring the neck out, so I'm just going to mask, no mask class, we just freehand. Let's mask this like this. Boom. Invert your mask, press W for the transpose mode or the gizmo, and just move it to the back like that. Let's press Alt and bring it up here, and no, to move it like that. Let's mask this again, sorry. I'm gonna go with lasso right there. Okay, that's cool. Invert, and now I can just move this much better. Okay, release your mask, Dynamesh, and just move this out. Okay. Let's bring this skull a little bit in. It's too much. It's kind of like looking like an alien right now. But if you see that your neck, the neck definitely has to be something like this curve here and curve there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some volume there with the clay buildup. So let's get your clay buildup to be the volume right there. And same here. Okay, perfect. Okay. Probably that's a little bit too much here, so let's move the neck a little bit there. That's much better. Let's move this part. Perfect. So I have kind of like the head right there. It's pretty much like a head tutorial, I guess. So let's bring the ears, because I know with the ears it gives me like the right position where the eyes are gonna be. So I'm just gonna append a sphere. I'm gonna press W and I'm gonna rotate it with shift so it snaps 90 degrees right there. Oh, too much. 90. Perfect. Then Control Shift, and I'm gonna change this to my knife curve, and let's knife curve here and knife curve there. Okay, now I'm just gonna move this probably right there in that part, move it here, fill it up, and this is where I'm gonna position my ear. So let's move this around that area. Okay, let's rotate this a little bit right there. And we have a nice position. I will merge it after, but I'm gonna dynamesh the ear right there. Might as well dynamesh the ear, and let's carve a little bit with the clay buildup right here, something like that, without going all the way to the other side. Just be careful with that. Okay, let's go with the damp standard. Let's pinch it like this way here. Let's move the part down and let's get the damp standard again, and let's pinch this like that here and pinch out and dynamesh that. Okay, so just leave it like that. Then I'm gonna go to C plugin, subtool master and mirror, merge into one subtool, and okay, and I have it right there. I see that my neck is too thick right now, so I'm just gonna go back to my skull or my head, and let's put it a little bit smaller. Sometimes I just don't go like some people say, like, this is one step, like I go with the eyes and I go with this and I go with that, just like, you know, like I'm just whatever I'm rotating and I see there's something that doesn't look right, I change it right away. Okay, so now that I know where the ears are gonna be, I'm gonna do the eye line. So this is what it's gonna be. So I'm gonna get a BDS damp standard, and right here I know that this point here is for the eyes right there. I don't care if it's kind of like a, it's in a little bit, and I know like this points for the eyebrows there, and I know that this point here is for the nose as well, and then this is the mouth right here. So I always like to kind of like, you know, like divide the model into 3 parts kind of thing. So, and now I see that there's something that I need to fix here in proportions of the head, so something like that. Okay, okay, and definitely I will keep adjusting that, like in the meantime that I keep working on my model. Okay, so now that I know that the eyes are right there, I'm just gonna carve in kind of like the eye sockets. So with the clay buildup, PCB, I'm pressing Alt, let's carve in that. Something like that. Okay, just gonna smooth this out, and I'm gonna bring this a little bit inside around there. Now that's the nose right there. So I'm kind of like building the nose with the clay buildup as well. Some people get like a that looks funny right there, like a sphere or something, and add it like that, kind of like a blockout kind of thing. But I'm just gonna do it this way, just to change it up. I like to change it up once in a while, like things. Let's get kind of like a nose like this. Now I'm just kind of like blocking out the part. This is not like a, like definitely, you know, not get into any details and anything like that. BDS for the mouth, for a damp standard, just to kind of like get the mouth a little bit more, and just do something like this, a little smile. So I know that this is gonna kind of like go with my eyes, but her mouth is way smaller. So I'm just gonna pinch it in and put it a little bit like that and move this because this has to be curved like the lips. Okay, perfect. Now we're going like that. Let's move this a little bit. Perfect. And let's see what else we have. Let's add the eyes. So I'm not gonna add the eyes. Let's add the eyes. Append, sphere. Select the sphere, rotate it 90 degrees. And scale this down for the eyes. Let's move it to the side. Let's bring it in. Probably around there. I will say. Perfect. In some cases, I used to follow like a Danny Mac tutorial way before, and I cut like the sphere in half and just to do the eyelids. Here you can just kind of like add just more volume here. So let's or clay builder. Let's do that. Let's try that. I don't try as much, but let's see what we get right here until I definitely cover the eyes. So let's build a little bit more like that. So now I know that here I have kind of like, I know where the eyelids are, so that's a good thing. And I know that I need a little bit of volume right here in this part as well. Something like that. Okay. Okay. Let's smooth this out here. And I'm gonna keep kind of like working on it, and this is not like a definite that is gonna be like that, but you know, it's a work in progress. Dynamesh that again, and just smooth this a little bit. BDS, damn standard, and I'm gonna start carving like the eyes here. That's probably too big, kind of like that. Clay builder, let's build a little bit here. And let's see. And that looks horrible. But let's see what else can do. Yeah, it's really, let's fill this out. A little bit here and a little bit there. I just try to find, not to find, but to follow that technique that real sculptors or like a you know, with real clay they do, where they kind of like mask this part, not mask this part, but kind of like they build this and then they create the eyelids like that. So let's bring this here, something like that. Yeah, pinch brush. Then let's pinch a little bit here, like that. I'm not gonna get into too many details. I just want to get shapes ready. Okay, and let's pinch this here as well. Okay, and let's pinch here as well here. And that's looking super fun. But let's see, how can we fix that? First, I'm gonna take the eye, I'm gonna mirror, and okay, perfect. Second, I'm gonna go back to the face for the head, and I'm gonna start moving my eyelids to make it like look nicer. Okay, this one has to go up, and this one goes down like that, and then up like that, something like this. Okay. Smooth this out a little bit. And now I see that this part is too strong right there. So let's pinch this over here and PCB and let's curve this down. Let's curve this down a little bit. Right there. That's too much. What did I do? Right there. Let's see. Put it in and smooth this out. Let's see. Perfect. Let's go this way. And and have a lot of volume right there. So let's take some of that chunk right there. Okay, right in that part. Okay, perfect. Perfect. That's cool. Let's smooth this out a little bit. And let's see. Definitely I'm gonna turn perspective on because that's gonna change a lot the look of my character. Let's move this down, move this up, kind of like that. Okay. Okay, that's good. Let's move the chin out. Now it looks like she has an underbite, but we're gonna change that. Okay, so let's press CBC. Let's go and carve this a little bit and add some volume here. That's for the chin. Wow, something happening here. Right there. Okay, so now I know I have the lower lip right there. And I just need to do the upper lip. I'm just gonna pinch. So let's pinch something like that. For now, this is not gonna be like the upper lip. Okay. Just to start giving a little bit of that shape. Let's turn this on. Let's turn it around or invert and move this out. Okay. Smooth that, smooth this. Let's see. Okay. Let's kind of like try to move this up a little bit like that. Like that. Let's move the head up. Let's move the head up so it's more cartoony. Move the head up like that. Perfect. So it's getting there. It's not like a perfect, but it's getting there. I think I need to move the overall thing here. That's kind of like the eyes are supposed to be way bigger and the mouth a little bit smaller. Not too much, not too little, something like that. And let's reduce the size of the ears. Let's press X. Move them forward. Move them out. Right there. Okay. I think that's much better. That's much better. Let's go back to the head and let's fix that stuff here. So first let's make the shape of the nose. I'm standard. Kind of like it's gonna go like this. So there's a lot of here that I don't need. This has to go kind of like this. You know, not like that, but you know. I'm just kind of like smooth it out. So BCB, take some chunks here, there, right there. Right there. Right there. Let's see on the side. Bring the nose a little bit inside, right there. Okay. So it's a matter of perception, and it's a matter of, you know, like, of keep going and don't give up, like passing the stage of the alien face, because it takes a while. It takes a while, definitely, to pass the stage. So let's pinch this part here. Let's move this out here. Like that, and BDS, and I'm going to make the nostrils. Like that. Okay. Let's add a little bit here. A nicer shape for the nose. Okay. Let's bring this inside a little bit, smooth it out. Smooth it out. Okay, now this is looking a little bit better. Let's pinch this just like that, just to give that shape here without getting into too much detail in there. Okay. Okay, so something that I need to do, I'm just gonna move the eyes a little bit inside. Press X and right there. Okay, now I'm gonna move the eyelids inside a little bit. Right there. Something like that. This goes more up and out. This goes like that. Smooth it, just smooth it. Dynamesh this. Just kind of like a, you know, like to keep. Let's Dynamesh this higher. 512. I think that would be good. 512. So we still keep some of the shapes right there. BDS. Let's get some of these like that. Let's get the pinch. I'm gonna Zremesh this eventually, but I want to get first like the eyes properly. Let's move this out here. This like that, like this. Let's move that out. This part needs to go down a little bit, like that. Not that much. So I'm going to just mask this part here. All this invert, and let's bring this down. Something like that. I can just move this out and smooth this out right here in this side. Okay. Lips, or not yet lips. My lips are way bigger, so I might have to move these like that and like this. Okay. And then the lower lip is way bigger as well, so let's smooth this out. Let's build a little bit volume here, and let's pinch right there, kind of like curve like that. Okay, so you see, like you start getting the shapes without getting into many details, but you have to pass the alien phase. Like Polygon says that a lot in his tutorials, that you have to pass the alien phase, because that totally kills you. Like sometimes, like I don't like my sculpt, but it's because you have to keep going, you know, until you get that alien face out of the way. Okay, I'm just going to bring this part of the lacrimals here a little bit out, and it's a matter of adjust, rinse and repeat, adjust, rinse and repeat, you know, like adjusting the shapes. Look at your camera, see what is working, what is not working, and adjusting. So I'm adjusting the face right there, the eyes right here. Much better. Okay, just give like that better shape right there. And okay, so let's be SQ. I want to take this out a little bit, so I'm polishing this. While I polish, I kind of like getting rid of a little bit of geometry, which that's what I need, so that's what I'm doing right there. And BCB, I'm going to add some here. Make sure I'm using the clay builder without any alphas. Okay, so kind of like that little bit of a chunk right there, and something right here that goes around the lip there. And I might need to add this fill. If you're wondering where I'm getting these brushes, 3 Character Workshop from Shane Olsen, and eventually hopefully I can make my own brushes so you guys can get it from me instead of going to a third place or to another place or something. Okay, there you go, ESQ, and let's this like that. BCB. Let's kind of take this a little bit, just a tiny bit like that. Perfect, that's looking much better, much better of what it had before. So there's something missing right here, and you see that it needs some volume in this part, you know. So let's mask the eye right there and BCB and add that volume right there. Add this volume right here. Right there, because that's kind of like, it makes a big difference when we have that volume right there. Okay, and let's make the transition here a little bit better in this area. That's perfect, much better. Let's release our mask. Let's smooth this out. Let's see. Okay, then let's take our pinch brush and let's go and kind of like outline that. Oof, that looks bad. Outline that that eyebrow. What is gonna be? What the eyebrow is gonna be? No, right there, right here. And boom, and here down. I kind of like is having a hard time seeing this, so let's change the material. Well, I have the wax material, it's fine. Let's see. There, maybe I should change the color so I can see better. I think it's a color kind of thing. Let's go something like that, and now I can see what I'm doing much better. Okay, so let's press. Go back. Press Alt, just kind of like to invert that. That's why it wasn't working. I don't know what I was doing here. Okay, and Alt here. Okay, PDS and list, something like that. Okay, and pinch, something like this. Let's see. I'm improvising that part because I don't see that good in the design, so let's see how it's gonna work out. Let's get rid of a little bit of volume here. Okay. Now probably this has to go a little bit up. So let's pinch this again. From here up and from here up like that. And let's smooth it out to make a better transition right there. That's better. Okay. Okay, and also let's smooth this out here because that's too sharp. Right there. So now you see that it's getting like the face is getting much better, like it's getting like a more proportional and so on. Still, I like to have my eyelids like thick when I'm doing stylized characters. So let's do this here. Right there. Right there. And there. Okay, perfect. Yes, just to work on that eyelid here. I should just get the lazy mouse a little bit better in that damn standard. Right there. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I think I need to keep working on some details. I took a break from recording, but let's see. No details, but proportions instead. So I'm gonna use the move brush, and I think this part, the distance between the bridge nose and the nose, it's pretty long, and in this design is way shorter. So I'm just gonna take my move brush and I'm gonna move this up like that. That's probably much better right there. And also this part of the eyes or eyebrows, they go a little bit higher. Go like that, and let's bring this down. Okay. Let's see what else I can move or modify a little bit there. And also, if I see this lower eyelid, this part is way thicker than this side, so I'm just gonna bring it out a little bit right there. Perfect. Awesome. So that's much better. The mouth is a little bit more closer together, like that, and definitely a little bit higher. So let's fix first the nose. Let's make it more thick in this part. Let's bring those lips up a little bit and forward like that. Oh, that's probably too much. And let's bring this out. So have like a nicer lips right there. Okay, and I'm gonna smooth out this part a little bit because that kind of like line goes too much to the sides. So I just want to have it right here. That was too much right there. So in order to get rid of that, I'm just gonna use the fill brush. I just created some brushes that you're gonna be able to grab for free. Next week I'm gonna put them in my Gumroad, and I'm gonna get it. Maybe I'll try to get it for this video, but if not, you're gonna get those brushes for free. So let's see, not that one, that's the fill one that I was talking about. And let's see, right there, that's a much better line right there. So now I kind of like I have a cavity right here in each side, so I'm gonna use the easy fill brush and I'm gonna fill it out somewhere around there. That's much better. And smooth out. It's fill and smooth. And you see how this goes in? This actually has to go out of this part of the lip, like that. Okay. Perfect. Let's bring it out a little bit more. Find that is a little bit too. I think that's good. And let's bring this inside a tiny bit like that. And that's looking much better. Let's bring this part inside as well. And bring the eyes out. Perfect. And let's polish a little bit this part here. That's too strong, probably. Oh, let's select the polish brush right there. I need something around there. Okay, let's polish this part. Kind of like to have, you know, this bone, like the temporal bone right there. A little bit more defined, not as much, just very subtle. Okay. Okay, so I'm way happier with this. I'm gonna use the clay buildup, but in this time I'm just gonna turn off my alpha because I don't like the thick strokes. You know, when it has the alpha, like having this, I just find that you have to smooth. But if I don't have that, I probably can use the clay tubes, but I just take it off, and I just like the feeling of that. So look, you know, it kind of feels much better. You can fill it out like here, right there, and smooth, and fill a little bit this side, and that's much better. Okay, so that's definitely looking much better. I definitely have to work with the nose here, and let's go with the damn standard and make those nostrils a little bit more pronounced there. Smooth it out, down standard again, and make this like that. Yeah, like that. So let's make this here, right there. Okay, that's too much, and maybe I just adjusted a little bit with a move brush right here, and I pretty much have that nose done right there. the eyelids. I think it's part of the eyelids. Sometimes that's good, sometimes to take a break from your sculpts, because you know what is working good or what is not working good. I'm gonna take the easy pinch and I'm gonna take it there. Wait a second, probably around there. So it comes more from the inside than actually from this part. So more from here out, right there, and smooth it out a little bit. So that's giving like a way better shape. Let's go polish this part a little bit. Just very subtle, like not much pressure in your pen. Kind of like to get rid of the bumpiness. But anyways, I'm going to Zremesh this eventually. Not yet, but it's gonna be soon. So I think I'm happy with the overall shape and proportion of my face. So something that I'm gonna do right now is gonna be Zremesh. Not yet. I have to get the ears. I'm gonna press Ctrl D. I'm gonna get the head. I'm gonna merge this down. Merge down. Okay. And I'm gonna dynamish the two of them. There you go. Okay. That's good. That's great. I knew that something was gonna happen there. So to avoid this, I'm just gonna fill this part and back face mask. So it's not gonna affect the other side. So I get a little bit more volume here, dynamish again. And get a little bit more volume here. I'm not gonna see the back of the ears, but that's how the ears react to it. You know, how like a little bump, you touch your ear, it has a little bump right there, but this is stylized anyways. So let's go take off back face mask. Let's go to the pinch brush, and I'm gonna pinch this part here. I'm gonna pinch here as well, just a little bit right there. I'm gonna press BCB, the clay buildup, and I'm gonna carve this part. Probably that was a little bit too much, kind of like overdid it, but let's see. Let's smooth it out. When I smooth it out, it kind of like fixes it. Let's carve this part here. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm gonna add this part of the ear right there, and I think I'm good with it. So I'm gonna dynamish a little bit so I have the same geometry in that side and the other side. Let's bring the ears a little bit inside, like inwards, like that. Perfect. Now that I have that, I'm gonna use the same technique that I use for Zremeshing. So I'm gonna go to brush, and I'm going to get the other Zremesher guides. And with the Zremesher guides, I'm just gonna put my stroke a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna go from here all the way from the orbital bone to the bridge of the nose right there. Okay, so that's one part. Okay, now I'm gonna go from this part all the way up. So I'm gonna go from here down the eyelid, and I'm gonna go up, kind of like right in the middle of the head, but I have kind of like some things going on there that I don't like. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna press Alt and drag that. That's gonna delete it. And you see how this is sticking out? I don't know why. It's gonna delete it. I have to delete it again. So let's take this right here, and that's probably no. Let's go right there. I don't like that it's getting that is getting that close to it. So I'm just gonna decrease the size of my brush to have a better shape there, like a better control. Okay, it's kind of like doing like a mask, like an eye mask. Okay, then I'm gonna go from the bottom of the nose. Let's make this better. Right here, up there, and right to the not the middle, but that area right there. Okay, so now let's go from the top of the nose right here, all around there, that area. Okay, let's take the mouth right there, let's take this part of the lips right there. Let's take, not there. Let's take the jaw right there. I have like a pretty much I go through my a video that I have like going through this part, how to create those guides for a nice, not perfect, but a nice Zremesh. Let's go all the way down to the bottom of the neck, and right here I'm just gonna go around the world. I like the sound, just around that part. Okay, so that's good. And now that I have these guides there, I can just go and Zremesh. And polygon, target polygons count 5 is good, you know, for me. So that's what I'm gonna do there. Okay, let's wait a little bit. Always takes a little bit long when I do a Zremesh like that. So let's see. Look how nice the topology is. It's much better. Like, you know, if you want like a really good topology for animation, you can definitely have to do the topology in Maya or something like that. Just have like a nice topology so I can do UVs. But anyways, so having that topology, I'm just gonna subdivide a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, around there. Okay. With that subdivision, now I'm gonna go into more details for sure. So let's go with the damn standard. Let's work on the lips right there. That's too much. Let's go with the lips. I have probably to go 1 subdivision more. Right there, perfect. Okay, let's bring the mouth out. So I'm just gonna use the damn standard as well. It's a tiny bit. Oh, that's too much. Get the damn standard. Let's get the lazy radius a little bit higher. And let's do this. How's that going? Much better. Let's bring this up, bring this down like that. And let's bring this up. Like this. Better lips. Okay. So now let's work on the lower lip, PTS for damn standard, and take this one, Alt, just to invert the brush right there. Just really smooth, you know. Doesn't have to be like that high. Okay, I'm gonna mask this, mask lasso. Let's mask this part here. Perfect. That's not perfect. I just want to get this out. Right there. And I'm gonna inflate this part a little bit, just to give some volume to it. Perfect. I'm gonna try my best to get you these brushes this week, guys. But I'm not promising anything. I'm just testing them. I think that they work good, but let's see. Let's move this down like that. Okay. It's looking much better, much better. Move brush. Let's bring this in. Oh, not like that. See a little bit, and let's see the eyes. Let's bring them in. Let's fill them up a little bit. Probably more. Probably around there. Cool. I know, like I did some details before, but you know, still, like it's good to keep working on those details. Let's go back to the face. Let's work on the eyelids. Get those eyelids done with a pinch, or maybe do the damn standard instead. So the damn standard right here, up, straight, and down. Make that lazy radius better. So no, that's too much. Around 20. Let's see. Much better. That's good. Okay, that's for the upper eyelid. Then I can grab the pinch brush and pinch this part. Right there. I can move that eyelid a little bit out. Like this. Okay. You're always gonna have to go back and forward when you're working on your own things, you know. Yeah, sometimes you just see like a polygon, Dynamac, and they get you through you know, you do this part and you have the eye and you have the mouth and you have the nose, and it's like you don't really gonna have it in the first try. You still have to work on it. So one of the reasons that people give up is just for that, because, you know, you see other artists kind of like having that success of getting the shapes right away, but it's not working for you. So what are you gonna do? Like, you know, PCB clay builder, because I just can't get it right, so I'm gonna give up. No, it's just like you in my videos, I never get everything right. Like, I have to keep going, keep exploring the forms, keep changing, working on proportions. You never is gonna get like the proper way, I would say. You know, like oh, right away, have the perfect nose that matches my character. It never happens. Not even when I do modeling for like actual modeling for production. You always get like corrections and revisions, so it never happens like that. Yeah. It will be nice if you can just, you know, take your character, oh, it's all done, but it's not. Okay, let's go with that pinch brush. Let's pinch a little bit like that, but this part, let's get a little bit lower, around there, right there. And I'm just like really gentle with my strokes, and probably this is better. Let's feel a little bit brighter with the fill brush. Boom, 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 boom. Right there. They're very similar at the chain also. Once I just adjusted, because sometimes I just find that they're too strong to go, and I don't need them to be that strong. So I kind of like adjust and make them my own. And pretty much like I can do a tutorial if you guys want to know like how to create your own brushes. Super simple, super easy. It doesn't take you that long. I've created a couple ones. There is a hair one that I'm gonna give it to you, but it's not like a hair like you know, like hair curves. It's kind of like to sculpt hair. It's kind of like this one right here. Let's see, easy hair I call it, and you just have an alpha and some lazy mouse there, a radius, and it's kind of like give that shape of the, you know, you're gonna want to do like the eyebrows right here, for example, kind of thing. It works more like a really long hair or stuff, but if you don't want to do it like this, you can just go back and get the lazy radius down and just kind of like, you know, create those eyebrows if you want to create the eyebrows like that. So it's pretty cool. Like, this alpha just comes with Zbrush. So instead of kind of like every time trying to edit the brush, you just create your own and just use it whenever you want. And that brush is going to be included as well in that one. Okay, perfect. So let's keep going. Let's don't get off the tracks, and let's keep working on this curve. So this part, have to be a little more gentle with that one, right there. Okay. And sometimes kind of like it looks weird, but it doesn't, but it does. But you know, like the eyes are gonna change a lot, like the look of the character. So let's go with this color right here, BST. I don't have it here. Let's go with more brush, BB, and let's fill this up. So let's fill object and change this to a kind of skin fill object. Okay, just to have kind of like a skin there. Select the eyes and control D a couple of times. Control D to subdivide. Then I'm gonna use there is some paint ones, so this one is pretty good to do. And instead of this, I'm gonna go drag rectangle and alpha 12. Maybe something sharper than 12, maybe 6. This is 6 sharper, maybe 58. right there. Let's see how it looks. I'm gonna change the color to black, and I'm gonna get this like that for the eyes, right there, that big. Yeah, that's good. Let's see. I just want to see what is the center. I'll make this right in the center. Perfect. Then I'm gonna go with that reddish, kind of like purplish look, something like that, and change the alpha to. This time I'm gonna use an alpha with a little bit of gradient. So let's do it like right there. Let's see how does that look. That's good. And let's change this alpha to something like alpha 12 maybe. But let's change this brush to the soft one. And the intensity, let's bring it bigger. And let's make this kind of like, I don't know what kind of like right is that. Something like this. Let's go and see. Okay, I can drag it, or I can just go like this as well. So I have kind of like those colors right there. Okay, and then I can just pick this color and go a little bit more in the pink side right there, and let's add a little bit of color right here at the bottom, kind of like that highlight, not like an actual highlight, but some of a sort of a highlight right there. Then I can go back to my hard one, and let's go all the way black right here, around there. Okay, and super white. And I'm just gonna grab my other brush here, the soft one, change the color a little bit to a gray. Right here, I'm gonna add a little bit. Oh, that's too much, man. Let's go a little bit darker and get the intensity down. And kind of like go like that. A little bit up. And I get like a little bit of that shadow right there. Okay. Let's get this here and make a little bit more red. And let's bring this one here a little bit. Right there. Here as well. Something like that. Let's bring this a little bit up. Right there. And yeah, just don't forget, like it looks weird because we miss highlights, we miss eyebrows, but we're gonna add them soon. Okay, so there you go. I find like it needs a little bit more volume in the cheeks. It's kind of like super this inside. So let's add some feel here. I'm very settled. I'm gonna add a little bit of feel in that part. It's probably too much here in this area. Just to fill up those places here. Okay. Okay. Oh, don't move anything there. Let's get this. Okay, so let's start making like the eyebrows. Let's put some hair because that's gonna change a lot the look of our character. Let's get this better proportion right here. This has to go. Whoa. I'm moving what I'm not supposed to move. Just want to move the leg right here. PCB, and let's carve a little bit of that part. Right there. Okay. There you go. So let's make those eyebrows. And that's gonna change a lot the look of our character. So let's go. Just kind of like smoothing this out. Let's see. Let's take the, I'm not gonna do max slash, so I'm just gonna do the freehand. And let's paint this part. Okay. I'm just going like a really wide stroke. And then I just wanna start pressing Alt and kind of like getting the bird shape. Let's make my draw size smaller and press Alt and get this like that. It's probably way better. Like that. Super thick eyebrows. And let's get this here. That. Let's see, that's probably much better right there. And let's extract. Let's leave the thickness to 0.2, extract, accept, release the mask, Zremesh 0.1, Zremesh. And there you go. Zremesh in progress, gonna take a little bit longer. And let's see what we have. Okay, perfect. Zremesh right there. So I can just probably go and smooth it out a little bit. It's so smooth. There. It's probably too thick. I'm gonna just bring it in and leave it. With a big stroke, you see, so I don't make it all wonky and stuff. Okay, so I have those eyelids right there. I'm gonna break symmetry eventually, not yet, but just to have kind of like a little bit of a difference right there in those two. Okay, so that's good. Let's change the color of that and make it, yeah, kind of like that gray, a little bit brownish fill object. Okay, perfect. And something that is going to change a lot is going to be the hair. So let's add, I'm just going to add a paint. I'm going to paint a sphere 3D. Select Sphere 3D. Press X to activate symmetry on it. And let's start moving it like crazy. Like something like that. Just to give like the rough shape of it. No, doesn't have to be that perfect. We're just blocking out the hair. So sometimes I just go with the transparent mode, so I know how far I go from the skull. See, something like that. And something like that probably. Okay. Let's bring this. And when I do in head, I always like to have a big stroke. Low draw size. Okay, now I see that this is all wonky. I'm just gonna dynamesh this. And look, so I can just do kind of like a nice mode, and I can just kind of like build some stuff here. Build some shapes, take this off here, build this part, something like that. I know, we need that part of high. There we go. I can just break symmetry, build some of this here, kind of like that goes down right there, and then I can build something higher in this part like that. And let's see, something like this right there, and let's move it up. Okay, I'm not sure about the hair. You guys gonna like it, but let's see. Let's bring this like that. Oh, I should have. No, wait a second. What I'm doing here. See, I don't have symmetry here, so I'm gonna press X again, and I'm gonna fix this part here. I have to go back a couple of times. Right there. Now I can just have the symmetry and work this part because it's perfectly symmetrical. Not perfectly, but you know, I can make more with that. Something like that. Let's append another sphere. Boom. Take it here. Smooth it. Nope. Scale it like that. Scale it down. Scale it this way. Scale it more down. Bring it right there. Press X. And I'm just going to move it and give that shape of those bangs right there. I'm probably going to adjust it after. This is just block out there. Let's Dynamesh that so I have better control with it. Like that. So definitely the block out change, adding hair change a lot, like the look of our character. This one goes out, this one goes down a little bit like that. Okay, and I know that things are going pretty decent, not bad. Okay, then I'm just going to take this part and just move it out a little bit. Okay, that's good. That's good. And let's create those eyelashes as well. So press the mask brush and let's mask this part here. Just gonna create two separate ones. And let's extract. Ooh, I forgot something. I still have a mask there, so let's release the mask and let's do it again. Let's mask this part again and extract and accept. Release. Zremesh 2.1. Always like to Zremesh 2.1, and let's see. Okay, perfect. We have the Zremesh there. I'm just going to smooth this out tiny bit. One. Let's go. Smooth this out. Smooth this out. I need to move this up. Right there. Something like that. And now I need to backface mask, and I'm gonna pull this part. Something like that. Okay, take off back face mask and adjust this. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to fill this object black. Fill object. Okay, and I'm going to cut this part here. Let's see. Let's go with the eyelashes, and I'm gonna use my knife rectangle. Let's see. Not like that. But let's make it like this way. Something like that. And let's Zremesh this again. Boom. Perfect. So we get kind of like that. go. And the hair is kind of like pinkish. Let's go something like pink. And fill object. And fill object. And let's go with this. And let's go black and fill object here. Okay. Something like that. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go with the hair, CBC. And let's take this a little bit here. And that's good. PDS. Nope. Okay, the symmetry right there. And let's move this up. Up. Something like that, I would say. Okay, let's take this. Let's bring this like that. This side. And this one goes in, out, and inside. Kind of like a general shape from this area here, something like that. I'm gonna add some hair strands, which is gonna make it look better. But for now, this is kind of like good. I normally leave the head at the end, but let's see. Okay, that's good. Let's release the mask there, and let's do the lower eyelids. Let's see. Let's mask these right there. Let's extract again. Let's accept target polygon count 0.1, and let's go and smooth this out a lot. This part, and let's move this one right there. Oh. Right there, and let's do the same back face mask, and I'm gonna pull this out. Much, just a tiny bit. Pull this in so there's no spaces. Yeah. Something like that, I'll say. A little bit more, tiny bit more, smoother. That's good. And let's take the tip right there. Just move it. Oh, let's take that back face mask there, and let's move this. That's perfect. That's good. Okay. I just find that the lips needs to be a little bit nicer in a way. It's not that those ones are not nice lips, but I find something like that. Because the mouth goes more like this, and let's bring this up. And now this is too big, I'm gonna bring this inside. Like that. Smooth this out. Let's bring this in like that. And it's probably much better. You see, sometimes it's just because you're done with the lips doesn't mean that you're actually done. You know, when you work on something and then you find it again, like you just, you know, you find that probably some proportions are not good or some things are not that great. So that's why I go back and forth and do the same. I want to mask this lash, because I really want to kind of join those two lips without joining them. So I'm gonna inflate here, this part here. Right there. Let's see. And gives me like a better division between the two of them. Right there. Okay. So that's good. And I probably can move into some Polypaint. Let's pick that. And let's make a little bit more. This there, fill object. Let's see. It's gonna be like a super artistic color. To orange. Right there. That's pretty similar, a little bit darker, but that will work. If you wanna frame it, I'm gonna go with the lips first. Just gonna use this paint brush. I think that's Jane Olsen's one. This one's the paint ones. I believe so. I'm not sure. Just don't remember. No, I don't think so. Maybe yes, maybe not. But anyways, let's paint these ones and let's pick a red. Object, yeah. Let's pick a red. This kind of red. And let's paint those lips. Something like that. Okay. Let's go a little bit here like that. Not that saturated. But still a little bit. You see that you're passing from the mouth. You can just pick this color, make the draw size a little bit smaller, and just kind of like go like that. Grab the intensity. Now let's see. This right there. This one over there, and sometimes this is darker right in that part, so I'm gonna pick this color with C, pressing C to pick the color, the letter C, and make this part a little bit darker. Press C right here. Just kind of like to blend those two colors. Press C again here. And make this a little bit lighter. Just go like really soft. Okay. So we have some lips there. Okay. Now I'm just gonna get some red for the nose and the cheeks. So let's pick this red and let's go something like that. And let's bring the intensity down. Probably it's gonna be too much, but it doesn't matter. I can just smooth it out a little bit. Let's take this. Let's go a little bit darker, and let's go like those shadows right here. Increase the intensity because I'm not seeing much in there, and probably. Okay, so it's going good. Let's blend these two colors a little bit more because the nose is too red. So I kind of like pick something in between that red, and I just let's get the intensity a little bit lower here. Okay. Right there. Okay. And let's see. Oh, let's change the color of these eyelids to black. See, fill object right there. But that's not gonna fill unless I have the RGB intensity up to 100. Now I can fill that object right there. Okay. So this is looking all right. Sometimes I like to add some kind of like freckles. So let's go around here. Let's go a freehand maybe, and let's do this one. Alpha 23. Let's go something dark. Take this and go dark like that. And let's see. Let's go to the face. Right. It's probably too much. And let's change it to spray. But in the spray, the color, I'm just gonna put it to 0. And let's make this freckles like that. Just technically. Find out the eyes, they should be like way red, like in the design. Okay, let's work on the eyebrows a little bit. Let's smooth this out and let's bring this in. Smooth this. Something like that. That's good. I wish I can work more on the ears. I don't like the ears at all as much. Kind of like funky. Not funky, but it's kind of like they don't have as much detail. So let's move them in here. And let's try to make this part a little bit like that. More of a hole right there. That's much better. That's great. I'm gonna add, right, that's good for now. It's good for now. Kind of has some kind of like white spots right there. So let's put those white spots. Let's press X to get rid of the symmetry. Let's go to this one. And let's see. That's too much. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the drag tool brush. No, that doesn't work because there are too many. Let's take this off and let's use the spray and see what we get. That's too big. And sometimes you have to try and error, so that doesn't work. I'm just gonna go with freehand there. And I'm just gonna do it like freehand, like this is. Let's bring this down. Something like that. And a little bit of change intensity. Something like that. Okay. So yeah, I'm just kind of like trying and error kind of thing. Making a little bit of a highlight kind of like that. You know, make a more artistic way. Yeah, probably that can work right there. And there's something that I really want to do here, and it's gonna be, I want to adjust a little bit the eyes. So I'm gonna go with C plugin, Subtool Master, no, Transpose Master, always happens that, Transpose Master and Typos Mesh. Okay, so right there. So if I see everything is polygroup, so I'm gonna press W and click on the eyes because I want to isolate the eyes, and there you go. Click outside to invert. Then I can just, can I have a better eyes here? Press X. This up like that. Nope. Like that. Yep. Oops. See, that's kind of like a little bit better. Let's bring this up. right there and make this straighter. And I'm happy with that, so let's go Tipo Subtool. It's gonna bring those changes there. Just kind of like make this part a little bit sharper of the eyes. Okay. And probably the lips, they have to come out a little bit more. Let's bring them out. Right there. I think that's much better. Okay. Eyelashes. Let's press X. I just want to change some different variation right here. This one. It's too much. I don't like it like that. Right there. Just to make it look a little bit different, just a tiny bit different. Sharp right there. Okay, so that's pretty good. And I have to take care of the hair as well. But let's kind of like do this part of the neck here. So for the neck, let's paint sphere and let's bring it down around there. Around there. Yeah. Let's go with the move brush and just move this X there, right here. And you know, it's not a hunchback, so something like that. Okay. That looks good. And I'm gonna cut this out. So let's cut it with a knife curve. So let's go see. Nope, this side. I'm gonna go. Oh, I have to go all the way through. I don't know if it lets me. It doesn't let me do that shape like that, like I want. Which would be nice. So something that I can do is just take this, not like that. Let's press Alt to make the curve. Again, Alt and right there. Okay. And I can just, let's move this out. Right there, perfect, much better. And then I can just kind of like cut it here straight. And let's smooth this out. Okay, let's bring this in. Something like that. Okay, and I can probably like, let's see, Zremesh this 2.1, and let's see what we get. It's gonna take a while. And there you go. We have it right there. Let's move this there, and let's move this up there here in the back. Perfect. Okay, Control D a couple of times, and let's mask this guy right here. Something like that. Oof, not that much. Let's get rid of that. Let's go to solo mode here. And let's take the freehand lasso, the freehand mask, and let's mask this. So let's see. Yep. And it's not gonna get that good because the subdivisions are not that high. But let's try like that and see. If not, I'll just do it again. So that's good enough for me. Okay, let's extract this. Extract. Taking the 0, extract, accept. Okay, now that I have that, release the mask. Zremesh 2.1. And let's see what we get. It'll take a while. Zremesh again. There you go. Zremesh again. Because I don't like that. Zremesh again. Okay. Something that I can do. PCM to PC modeler. I'm going to delete these faces. Delete. Single poly. Delete. And that's good enough here. Let's see. Let's move these guys here up, down. Let's Zremesh this again. And I can just go half geometry, Zremesh half, and Zremesh. There you go. Let's do it again. So like a cleaner topology. This should be like that. So instead of Zremesh, I know this is the result that I want here. So something that I can do is go to BZM, Modeler, go to a point, and I'm going to stitch 2 points to midpoint. So I'm going to select this one. Oh, no, that one. Select the point and select this point. It's going to stitch, and there you go. That's what I want. Perfect. Go out to solo mode. PCM, I'm going to press space, extrude, and all polygons, and extrude this out, just like that. Okay, now that I have that, just let's move this. I'll make it more like an actual color there. So it's not. Okay, let's turn off the hair for a second. And let's take this out. There. Perfect. Press Ctrl D a couple of times and you have like a nice color right there. No. Okay. Boom, boom. There you go. And let's take this part, make it gray. Fill object. And take this one, release the mask, and make it white greater. Fill object. Okay, so pretty much we have that. The only thing left is the hair. Okay, so now that we have the face, I'm going to focus on the hair. But before that, I'm going to go to my C plugin. I want to adjust the eyes a little bit. So let's go to C plugin, Typos Mesh. And what I'm going to do here, let's change that color there. I'm going to mask the eyes. So I'm going to press W, click the eyes, click the eyes, Shift Control outside, Control outside, click outside to invert. And what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna move, let's press X for symmetry. I'm just gonna move this a little bit more, like that. Something like this. Okay, perfect. So now I can just go back and see plugin Typos. So I'm going to change a little bit the shape of the eyes. Okay, so that's good. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the hair here. I'm going to start cutting it. So first I'm going to turn off symmetry. Press X. I'm going to take the slice curve. So I'm going to create different polygroups. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this one kind of like it didn't change, creates the same one. Let's see, that's good. Okay, perfect. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 polygroups. And now something that I can do, I can split, a group split. Look, okay, and now I have different ones. Okay, bam, bam, bam. I can take each one and I'm gonna dynamesh. So dynamesh this one, dynamesh this one, dynamesh this one, dynamesh this one, dynamesh this one. Okay, so all of them are dynamesh, and nice there. And I'm just gonna bring them back together. So let's merge down, 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 down. And I'm going to geometry, keep groups, maybe not. Let's just Zremesh, 0.1, Zremesh, and let's see what we get. Okay, so this is pretty good for me. And I'm gonna go to polygroups and I'm gonna auto groups. Perfect. So I have like a different kinds there. Okay, I'm gonna do kind of like a little bit of cuts there. So let's do this. I'm gonna press Ctrl Shift and I'm going to go to my knife curve. So I want to kind of like press it Alt, kind of like that to invert. So let's do it again. Press Alt 3 times, 1, 2, 3, just to get that sharp. It doesn't matter if it gets like that. I'm just gonna adjust it after. Do the same here. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Another one here. Ctrl Shift 1, 2, 3 with Alt. Just press Alt 3 times just to get that. And this one I'm just gonna leave them like that. Okay. Then I'm gonna get like a pretty wonky geometry right there. So I'm just gonna Zremesh that again, just to get better geometry in those ones. Perfect. That's much better. Right there. Okay. I'm just going to. There's gonna be something super weird here. I don't see. Let's auto groups this again. And let's see what's going on with this part. Go to solo, no solo, but let's press Ctrl Shift and go to rectangle. And there's something going on there. It's kind of like didn't close my polygon there somehow. So something I can do, I just go to the Simulator PZM and go in this part, and let's see if there is insert kind of like bridge. Can do like a bridge this and this. Let's see, this one and this one. It doesn't let me. There's something wrong with this one, and I don't know why. It's not getting me. It's not getting it. Okay, let's see. Let's get out. There's some of the issues sometimes you have to deal with doing this stuff like that. So how can I fix that? I can just go like that. Let's let's kind of go to I don't know how to fix it. I'm just gonna go and modify topology, delete hidden. Then I'm gonna press Ctrl Shift and click this one. Okay, and let's duplicate that. Duplicate. Okay, let's see. So I have this. I have this. Okay, so I duplicate that one, and I can just go here and see plugin, subtool master, and mirror, and append as a new subtool. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna take the original. I'm gonna delete it. Okay. Oh no, I'm not gonna delete it. Oh, I messed it up. Let's do that again. Mirror, and let's merge. Okay. Yeah, it's showing because that was the original. I deleted it. But anyways, so let's go to this one here and let's move it. where it's supposed to be. Something like that. Okay, perfect. So that's good. Sorry about that hiccup right there, but the rest is looking good. So I'm going to merge this down, partially hidden. Okay, so this one is partially hidden. Let's see. Let's go and do geometry, modify topology, delete hidden, and I have to do the same with this geometry, delete hidden as well. Now I can merge those ones down. So let's go here and merge down, more subtools. Okay, so this one, let's see. No, this one. Okay, this one. I have to delete hidden, this one. Let's see. Geometry, delete hidden, and let's see if it lets me merge those ones down now. Merge down, perfect. Now I have it. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to Control D a couple of times. No, those ones, the other ones are masked down, so Control D. Perfect. So now we have kind of like a nice piece of hair right there. Okay, let's take the inflate brush and let's inflate this part. Let's inflate here. I like to make a little bit closer those together, and it's gonna give like a nice shape like that. Up, down, something like that. And I'm gonna check my design for a second and see. Okay, so this probably has to go a little bit down here. So let's move it down. Okay, bring this up like that. Something like this. Something like that. And there you go. Something like this. I'm gonna do Control D again, and then I'm going to get I have a new brush, the hair brush, and I just call it Easy Hair, and it is let's press E, and elastic easy folds, easy hair right there. So I can just go small and kind of start doing some kind of like strokes like that. Right there. Perfect. I can just mask by polygroups. That will help so I don't go to the other side. So like that. I'm gonna add some strands after. Okay, let's get this color here. Okay, let's move this out a little bit. Okay, and do the same right here. And right there. Something like that. So I have the part, which is great. Then I'm just gonna add a little bit of strands right there, but let's move this mask by polygroup 0, and I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit, like move it right there, kind of like this side. So kind of like this bump matches where it comes here. So that's gonna make it a little bit nicer, like that flow. If you see like this flow here, I always, when I'm doing hair, I always like look for the flow of the hair and of the characters. Okay, so let's see. Then I'm gonna go to here, this one here, and I'm gonna CVC, and let's see, it's gonna carve a little bit that area. Let's move here this, carve there, perfect, and some here. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the clay buildup, and this time I'm just gonna use my alpha 59, or the square alpha. Is it this one? The 28. That's the square alpha. And I'm gonna start kind of like getting the strands like that. Okay. Like that. Just make sure that you always get the flow. Let's scale this down. Okay, something like that. Get that flow. Let's do this one here. Exactly. Like that. Let's move this a little bit. There. Okay. And let's keep going that flow. CVC. For the clay buildup, and let's get that flow over here, right there. Now, it's not that I'm wasting my time here, I just want to get kind of like the main shapes of the hair, so after that I can just remesh that and and add those details right there. Like that. Okay, so that looks more like a hair right there. So this is kind of a blowout that I have there. So I'm even bothered, kind of like, probably I will smooth it out just a little bit. Let's take our pinch brush and let's bring it there, bring it there. Something like that. That's too much. Okay, like the mesh. Let's see. So the idea, when I do a Zremesh on this, it is going to keep those shapes there. That's why I'm doing this, so I can keep those shapes. Okay. There you go. And there you go. Okay, perfect. So let's go to this one. Fill object. Let's go B, move brush, and let's fill this. Let's go back here and let's Zremesh the hair. And now I can work better with this. Okay. Let's see. Okay, perfect. So you see now that I did the Zremesh, it's kind of like I'm gonna get that flow. So the only thing I need to do is kind of Control D a couple of times, but let's duplicate this one first. So I want to save this one just when I do the strands. So Control D, and look. Start pinching here, and go like that. This one go like that. Go down like this. Okay, and do the same here. Okay, let's move that. Let's move this guy, taking it here forward. And the same with this one. That, perfect. And let's keep going with the pinch. Push. Right there, right there, right there, right there. Something like that. Perfect. let's divide this here, something like that, and that's looking great. And I'm gonna use the clay builder. Just gonna remove some of this here. Okay, so I have the hair there, so I'm just gonna hide this one and unhide my original one. And there is some hair tubes that I got. I probably can find the link. These ones are free to get, but I don't have it in my head now, but I probably can leave the link in the description if I find it. Okay, so I have some hair strands here, so I'm just gonna get the multi-thick A, and I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna move this out here, and I'm gonna put the stroke. So go to stroke and move this one and put it there. Go to the curve modifiers, called fall off, and change this like that. Okay, perfect. And let's see what we have here. So right now it's snapping into my piece of geo, and I don't want that. So probably go picker, depth once, and let's see. Still snaps in there, but I don't want it to snap as much. So there's probably the hidden curve function, curve snap. Take this one off. Let's go back and look. Okay. Now there's no snap in there. I can have like a better control of my curve right there. And functions. Let's go there. I think that's good. So I can just go to delete and move this one. This one like that. Let's see. Something like that. Okay. Maybe this one a little bit like that. And this one down. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have another strand coming like down here. So let's go back with my hair tubes and let's bring this one like this. Perfect. Let's move it out. Like in this case, maybe it's good to have it snap. So let's see. Let's go curve and snap. Let's see. That's much better, but it's not much better. I think the problem is this one, picker. The depth, I'm gonna go continuous set. So it's gonna keep it now. That's what I want. It's gonna keep. So now I have that, and as soon as I drag this, it's gonna continue my curve. And that's probably too much. So I have to be careful that I don't go over here. Something like that. Okay. And that's snapping there, so I just can take the snap off and just move it at will as I want to. Because it's not snapping to my main geometry. Right there. Perfect. Let's do probably a little bit thicker. Let's see. Let's go here. Probably that thick. Let's go like that. And let's go like that. Like this. And that's much better. Let's bring it inside. Oops. Let's bring this inside and move this out. And like that. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. And let's delete. What is it? Snap. Core functions. Delete. Okay. Then I'm just gonna take Yeah, let's keep taking the thick one here. I go down, not like that, straight, and straight down, right there. And let's move this one like this. Something like that. Let's move this guy outside. Right there. Okay. And let's have another strand right here. Go there. Too much. Right there. And let's keep going. Right there. Perfect. And that's good. Okay. Let's move this inside, outside like that. That's much better. Perfect. And let's get another one here as well. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Let's bring this in, this out like that. And let's see. Something like that. Perfect. Okay, the lid curve. And something that I can do here, I'm just going to go geometry and go auto groups, because those strands are made for different polygroups. So let's do auto groups. Let's release the mask and auto groups, and you're going to see. So every single strand is different. I'm going to mask by polygroups, and I'm going to kind of like start moving this out. Not that one. Just do this W, click this one up. No, click, not like that. There it. It's not making me click. Okay, invert. Now I can move the other ones. Okay, so we can just move the strands right there. So they have like a different directions, and kind of it feels them a little bit better. You know? There you go. Let's move these ones as well. These ones are not moving. Okay, it's moving here. There you go. I can get it. There you go. Pretty much have to take it right there. Something like that. And something like this. And this one. Let's see. And let's make sure that these ones they go down. Perfect. So I have these nice strands right there. Cool. And I should make some other ones there as well. So let's go to geometry or sub tool right here instead, and I'm going to split this up. So split on mask point. Okay, so I have these ones. Perfect. I'm going to do a couple here. So let's go back in this part, this area, and let's go to the hairbrush. And this is probably that's not that bad. There's one here, another one there, another one like that, another one like that. Not like this, probably like that. Let's see. Let's see. And let's move this one tiny bit like this. Okay, let's have one here. much like that. Not really. I think something like that. Perfect. Okay. Now I am going to delete the last curve. I'm gonna auto mask. Release these ones. Let's click on this. Invert. Yeah, just leave it like that. Invert and split on mask part. I can just hide this one and hide my original one. Take these ones and I'm going to go to auto groups again, which is polygroups, auto groups. Gonna auto group right there, mask by polygroups 100, and I'm just gonna move them, kind of like, you know. Something like this, something like that too. This one as well. Okay, and this one's here too. Okay, there you go. And now that I have this subtool, let's merge these ones down. So merge down and turn this off. And I can just control it a couple of times and I have nice strands there. And let's fill object and fill object. Now I can get rid of this one, delete, okay, and there you go. And we have our nice hair there. And also I can just, let's close this. Let's go to my Zbrush hair. What is it? Elastics. Easy hair right there, and let's add to these ones. I'm gonna probably intensity here a little bit. It's probably too much. Something like that. It's too much intensity, I will say. Let's bring it down. One more time so I can get better resolution with those strokes right there. And just smooth those strokes and then I smooth. Yeah, I just needed another Control C right there. Okay, let's turn this off and we have our character. If you want to see how it looks in Zbrush, you just go light. I'm just gonna move the light this side and render, and I'm going to go with blur 10, angle, you can go with angle 30 and raise 12, and just press here and I'm gonna give you this kind of like nicest render right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for sticking around with me, and have an amazing weekend. See you next Friday, and if you have any questions, just let me know. You know how to reach out. Okay, take care guys and have an amazing day. Bye.